This video will be an introductory video about how to use Workspace in Remix. So to start off with, I'll first create a workspace, and to do that, I'll click on this plus icon next to the Workspaces. This will open a pop-up, and for this example, I'll create a workspace using OpenZeppelin ERC20, and notice that we have several options for this workspace. For the features, I'll select mintable, burnable, and pausable, and then click on OK. Now notice here that the workspace has changed. Before, if I select this, we started out with the default workspace, and once we created this OpenZeppelin ERC20 workspace, we now have a new workspace called OZ ERC20. So this is the workspace that we'll be working with for this example. Let's click on the contracts folder and click on My Token to see what kind of contract it has created. When we created the workspace, we clicked on mintable, burnable, and pausable. So we can see here that this ERC20 contract is burnable, pausable, and it also has a function called mint, so it is also mintable. Notice how easy it was to create an OpenZeppelin ERC20 contract just by clicking few buttons and creating an OpenZeppelin workspace. Let's customize this contract, we'll deploy it, and then call some functions. For this example, I'll limit the amount of tokens that a user can transfer. So what I'm going to do is modify the code over here, before token transfer. This will be a function that is called when a token is transferred. Now, when we mint a token, it will be a transfer from address 0 to some other address. So we'll exclude the transfer limit check when the token is minted. What I'm going to do is type here if from is not equal to address 0. When from is not equal to address 0, then this means that this was not a mint, this is a regular transfer. So when from is not equal to address 0, let's put a transfer limit. We'll say that the amount that they can transfer must be less than or equal to 100 tokens. So say require amount less than or equal to 100. With the error message exceeds transfer limit. Let's try compiling this contract. So I'll hit Ctrl S and the contract compiles. Next, we'll deploy this contract and call some mint function and then try to do some transfer. We'll try to transfer amount below the limit and then also try to transfer amount above the limit. Click on the deployment tab and then make sure that you've selected My Token and then click on deploy. Scroll down and then open the My Token contract. Okay, so we're going to be testing the transfer limit, and to do that we'll first need to mint some tokens. We'll mint some tokens to our account, so I'll copy the address of my account, scroll down, and then expand on the mint function, paste my address, and let's mint 1000 token. Hit transact, and the transaction was successful. Next, we'll test transfer below the limit. So what we're going to do is transfer 100 token to another address. For this example, the address that we'll send to, we'll just send it to this My Token contract. So I'll copy the address of this My Token, and then find the function transfer, expand it. We'll send to this contract 100 tokens, and then click on transact. And the transaction is successful. Next, let's try sending over the transfer limit. So we'll try sending 101 token, and then click on transact. And as expected, the transaction failed, with the error message exceeds transfer limit. This was an introductory video on how to create Workspace in Remix. Now to go back to your default workspace, click on the File Navigator, and then under Workspaces, select this thing, and then click on Default Workspace. This will take you back to the workspace that was loaded before we created the ERC20 workspace, which we used in this example. Thanks for watching, and for more videos, please consider subscribing.